Today we're going to talk about percentages, and I'm broken percentages down into all the parts that we've learned in class. And the first part we're talking about is taxes. So taxes is HST in Ontario, and we pay 13%. Part of this 13% goes to our federal government, part of it goes to our federal government. It's split up 8 and 5% into each of them. So whenever we purchase something, we add on a tax. So this is something that we actually add on to our cost price. So if something is purchased, it would be our cost plus HST, and HST is always added on, and then you're given your total amount. The next thing we're going to talk about is our discounts. A discount is a little bit different. Discount is what a store can offer you. So some stores offer discounts. It's a promotional thing to get you to come into their store. So they offer a discount, and discount is subtracted from the original cost price. So if something, it would be before taxes. So it would be cost minus my discount then HST is added, then my tax is added. So it's always cost minus discount plus HST, and discount can be either given in the form of a percentage, or it can be given in the form of like either $3 off, $4 off, whatever it is. And so it would always be the cost minus the discount plus the HST. The next thing we're going to talk about is commission. And commission is something that is paid to somebody for selling you a product. So let's say you go to a store and you buy something. So it would be, when you purchase it, would be your cost plus your HST. Now commission is given to a person who sells you something, and it's a part of this total amount. You don't pay the commission, the store owner pays the commission to the person selling it. So it would be a percentage of this total amount paid to the person that help you with the product, whatever you purchased. The last one we're going to talk about is interest, and interest can be either accumulated, if we're talking about it on a credit card, it's something that you pay over a certain amount of time, or it can be if it's a bank balance again, and you earn a certain amount of interest over a certain amount of time. And we'll talk about the breakdown of all of them in the next page. So the first one we're going to try discount and HST. So I'm going to read out the question, and again, once I write out the question, I do want you to try it because we have already learned this in class. Try it out and then come back to the video and see how you did. So your parents decide to buy you a laptop. They take you to an electronics store, and again, it can be any store, and they decide on a $1,270.98 laptop. But your parents have a discount coupon. They have a 5% discount coupon that they're going to use. And what I'm asking you to do is calculate your total with HST. So at this point, you're going to pause your video. But the tips that I'm going to give you as a reminder again are always subtract your discount first, then add your HST on. Okay, so go ahead and pause your video. Okay, welcome back. So now I'm going to actually work on this question with you, and we're going to go through it together. So the first thing I'm going to do is I know my total. I know my cost of my laptop. And so my laptop is $1,270.98. I need to subtract my discount, which is 5%. And then I need to add my HST, and this is going to give me my total. And now I'm going to do it step by step. So first I'm going to do my discount. And always when you're doing anything with percentages, you can't go ahead and just take your amount and subtract the 5%. You need to take this percentage and turn it into a decimal. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I know it's 5%. In order to turn a percentage into a decimal, I need to divide it by 100. And when I divide my 5% by 100, I get 0.05. Again, I can't just take this number and subtract it. I have to find out how much of this number is part of this. And so in order to do that, I take my amount for my laptop, and I multiply it by my discount. So again, you're going to punch that into your calculators, and I think most of you should have already done this beforehand. And so you're checking whether you are right or not. and total you get is $63.54. And this is my discount. So now I am going to take this number and I'm going to subtract it from the cost of my laptop. Okay, so we know that's my discount amount. So I take my cost of my laptop and I subtract my discount. And now my new price for my laptop, hold on, my calculator wasn't working, so it's not really doing this for me. My new cost for my laptop is $1,207.44. Now, this is still not the amount I'm going to pay, because if you recall, if you go back up to the top, I had to take my amount for my laptop, subtract my discount. So I did this step. I'm done this part. My next part is to add my HST. And that's how I'm going to get my total. So I've got my price here. Now I've got to add HST to this amount in order to get my total. So I'm part done this question. Not completely yet. So I've done half of it, and I'm going to go back and finish it. In order to do that, guys, I'm going to have to clear this this part here. And so I'm going to go ahead and clear that off. And so again, if that's my amount and I need to go ahead and take my discount out, so if I take my new amount, so this is my new price with my discount, and now I've got to do the same thing with my HST. And I told you guys that HST was 13%. Again, turn the percentage into a decimal. Remember, you always do that. You can't do straight percentage in the question. And I multiply that by my amount here that I'm paying for the laptop. And I find out that taxes on this laptop are going to be $156.96. Okay, now remember, HST is added on. So now I'm adding this amount to my cost of my laptop. So again, if my laptop was this price, I'm going to add on this amount. And so your total ends up being for your laptop okay, it's going to be off by a couple of cents if you round it off, etc. Sorry, I just wrote down the wrong number. I just realized, no, actually it's the correct number. So if you round it off, again, if you were to round this, it might be 41 cents, it might be 40 cents. Don't worry too much about that. It's not going to be a huge deal, whether it's 40 or 41 cents. So this is your total. You're going to need this total on the next question. So you might want to write it down on something so you can take it to the next question. So we just went through how to calculate discount and how to calculate HST. So again, if you didn't get this answer at the end of your question that you did on your own, try it again, please, so you can make sure that you have the concept down. So we're going to move on. So now, you walk out of the store. You and your parents have purchased this laptop. You are leaving, and your total price at the end of it was, and I'm going to write that price down again from the last question, was $1,364.40. That's how much your parents paid for this laptop. Now this question says, so if the salesperson who sold you the laptop makes 19% commission, how much money did they make on this sale? So before I leave you to go work on your own, I'm going to give you two hints here. So this is my total amount. This is how much you paid. You walked out of the store with the laptop. You don't need to have any concern with the commission. The commission is something the store owner will give the person who sold you the laptop. So in order to find the commission, you need to know how much of this number is 19%. So again, take the percentage, turn it into a decimal, multiply it by this number, and it should give you your commission. So go ahead and pause your video, do that, and then come back. Okay, welcome back. Now I'm going to show you what we did. So if this was my cost price, I took my 19% and I turned it into a decimal. So again, I divided by 100, and when I divided it by 100, I got 0.19. So 0.19 is the number I'm going to use to multiply into my cost price. So if my cost price for this laptop was $1,364.40, I am multiplying it by 0.19. And I know that my commission on this sale, so as the salesperson, how much money are they taking home? They're going to be taking home $259.23, or it depends if you round it, and it's going to be 24 cents. So they earned that much commission. So they took home that amount of money. Okay, so that's how you calculate commission. Again, take your percentage, turn it into a decimal by dividing. Once you have this decimal number, multiply it by the amount that the sale was, the overall sale including taxes, and then you end up with your commission. And this is the commission amount. This number does not get added to anything or subtracted from anything. It's the only amount that the salesperson is getting from this sale. Okay, so now you have a price that you paid. So now we're going to keep going with this question. So let's say your parents use their credit card to pay for your laptop. Your parents also decide to take $200 from your bank account to pay off part of the laptop credit card bill before the end of the month statement. What is their credit card bill for the end of the month if their interest rate is 4.3%? Now again, I added a little bit of information there, and you need to know when you're reading a question what's important, what's not. So I added information that they took $200 from your bank account. You need to figure out, is that amount important in calculating the interest on my bill, or is it not? So you're going to ask yourself that question. Is that important or is that not important? And then we'll go on from there. But now you're calculating interest, and again, it's the same concept. Take my percentage, turn it into a decimal, multiply by the amount that was originally charged on the credit card, and then work from there. Okay? So again, I want you to pause the video at this point. I want you to try it, and then I want you to come back and see me. Okay? Go ahead and pause it. So, welcome back. And again, first thing you need to write down is the total amount you had on your purchase. So the amount that your parents charged on their credit card originally was $1,364.40. So this is the amount that they charged on their credit card when they made the purchase for the laptop. So it says here, your parents also decide to take $200 from your bank account to pay off part of the laptop on the credit card before the end of the month. And remember, in class we talked about if you pay it before the end of the month, it is not included in the overall rate with the interest. So that means that you have to go ahead and take the $200 and subtract it from this amount before you calculate interest. So that was the first step you needed to do. So you subtract $200 from there. So now their new credit card amount before the interest amount is going to be $1,164.40. So this is the amount that's actually on their credit card at the end of the month, and now you're going to calculate the interest on that. Okay? So again, like we've done before, you take your percentage, you divide it by 100, and you get your decimal number. Okay? So you did that part. Now you take this number and you multiply it by the amount on the credit card. And so if your amount on your credit card is $1,164.40, I multiply that by 0.043, and I end up with $50, and again, if you round it, it's going to be $50.07. That means during that month, this is how much interest I was charged. So my new credit card balance at the end of that month is going to be my total that I purchased plus my interest. Remember, interest is always added on. Discounts are always taken off. HST is always added on. Again, you got to remember the difference between which one is added, which one is taken off. So because this is an interest amounts are added on to the amount. So my total amount on my credit card is going to be $1,164.40 plus my interest, which is $50.07. And my credit card bill for that month is going to be $1,214.47, again, if you round the number. That's going to be my new credit card statement. Okay, that's what my statement's going to say. So your parents, their new credit card balance at the end of the month is going to be that amount. And again, if they don't pay this amount, then it's going to continue to increase. But if they do in the middle of the month, again, decide to pay another $200, it will subtract the $200 first, then it will go ahead and calculate interest. So if you pay during the month on a credit card, it takes off that amount and then it calculates interest on whatever is left over at the end of the month. Okay? So we went through calculating interest on a credit card. Now we're going to do something a little bit different. Okay, so now remember I told you in that question that your parents took $200 out of your bank account. So now this is a question about your bank account. Remember on a credit card you're adding money on, and again you're owing money to a credit card company. Whereas in a bank account, your bank actually pays you an interest rate for keeping money in the account. Remember I told you in class it's a way of saying thank you for letting them hold your money, letting them use your money for different things within the bank. Okay, so your bank balance before your parents took out the $200 was $546.43. But they took out $200, okay? So now you want to know what is your monthly bank, if your monthly bank interest is 1.2%, what is your bank balance at the end of that same month? Okay, so again, I want you to pause the video. It's the same concept as adding interest on a credit card statement. Take your percentage, turn it into a decimal, multiply it by the total amount in the account, and then add that amount, okay? And go ahead and I want you to pause the video, try it out, come back and see me. Go ahead. Okay, welcome back. And now I know that my credit card amount, my bank account balance was that much, but that much was taken out before the end of the month. So when something is taken out, again, we know that the concept we're using is subtraction. Something is taken, it is subtracted. So if I had $546.43 in my account and my parents took out $200, that means my new amount in my bank account is going to be $346.43. This is my new bank account amount. Now I need to calculate interest on that amount for that month if my interest rate is 1.2. So I need to add on my interest rate of 1.2%. Okay, but remember again, I can't just add this number on. I need to turn my percentage into a decimal, and then I need to multiply it by the amount sitting in my bank account. Okay, so then I take 1.2% and I divide it by, percent. That looks really bad actually. Let me just correct that. I take 1.2% and I divide it by 100 and I get 0.012, so that's the amount that I'm using. And then I take my amount that's sitting in my bank account, so $346.43, I multiply it by 0.012, and I get $4, and if we round it, $4.16. Okay, so I get $4.16. That means at the end of the month, I have earned this much more in my bank account. And if I earn this much more, it means I need to add it to my bank balance. And so if my bank balance is $346.43, I'm going to add on $4.16, and I'm going to get a total of my new bank balance is going to be $3.50 and $350.59. So that is my new bank balance. So you just learned in this entire video how to calculate discount, taxes, commission, and interest. And again, I want you to go through all of these concepts, make sure you understand them, try some of the textbook questions out, see how you feel, and make sure that you understand it so that you have questions, you come back and talk to me. Okay? Perfect.